All right, hey guys, so today I'm going to address a subscriber question in regards to crystals and whether or not I feel like there is any validity to the use of crystals, whether for personal health or spiritual practice or overall well-being. And of course, I do. Obviously, I am a fan of crystals. I make my own crystal jewelry, I use them in my studio, I make crystal grids, and I've come to the opinion that crystals are an integral part of our own unlocking our potential and understanding a greater scheme of things for a few different ways. So in order for me to even be open to using crystals, I had to first consider whether or not I thought there was anything to it. And so a couple of different perspectives came to me in my reflections over the years about them, and this is what I've got, okay? Number one. We've got tens of thousands of people on this planet who are vouching for the integrity and validity of crystals and precious stones and precious metals. And I feel like if it was maybe a dozen people somewhere saying that stones are smart, I could disregard that. But when you have tens of thousands of people vouching for it, putting their name on the line, whether it's in the work of a book or a workshop or a YouTube video or what have you, risking their own reputation to put forth this information for the betterment of humanity and all that we touch, I kind of feel, at least for me, that holds some water. Now, then you consider the fact that there are younger kids, a lot of younger kids who are coming in, who are incarnating with this knowledge about crystals, like Adam the Crystal Kid, who at a very young age just knew to hold a crystal a certain way, and the crystal would tell him where to place it on the grid or where to place it throughout the home for maximum benefits. That's information that that child was not exposed to previously. So for him just to know it, again, holds some water with me. Now, then you consider our ancients, the pharaohs, the kings, the queens, how they adorned themselves with crystals and precious metals and stones. And you could argue that they're just pretty rocks and that they just wanted to look fancy. And maybe that's true, but they also utilize them in temples and ceremonies and sacred places. And again, this is done all throughout the world. I kind of feel there's something to that. Now, keep in mind, our ancients were closer to their ancients than we are. And I think, personally, that they understood the knowledge that stones are intelligent and they have a vibration that can benefit a human body, a mind-body-spirit complex, if you will, if you were just open to utilizing them. And they were closer connected to that knowledge, and maybe it was just something that they just knew, and it wasn't like they needed to record it as fun fact because it was just duh. And that's why it's been lost to us now, a few thousand years later, but at one time it was very prominent. So there's that to consider. Another thing to consider is that a lot of people don't realize that a quartz crystal is utilized in computers and watches as a frequency regulator. A frequency regulator. Frequency, vibration. So it regulates energy. A little tiny wafer of a quartz crystal essentially regulates energy in a machine. That I find fascinating because the body, for all practical purposes, could be argued that it's a machine as well. And if quartz can regulate a computer machine, why can't quartz crystal regulate a human body machine? Just saying. Okay, but if none of those arguments work for you, my final umbrella argument is everything is energy. When you break it all down, it's all just energy. And all energy is vibration. And quantum physics is the dominant vibration will transmute a least dominant vibration, right? And so if you have a vibration here and you have a vibration here, one of them has to go. Now, energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only change form. So the dominant vibration is going to pull up the least. So if crystals are here and a human without crystals is here, you got one of two options. The dominant one's going to win. So either the human pulls down the crystal over time to be in resonance with each other, or the crystals pull up the human over time to be in resonance with the vibration. The dominant one wins. Well, which one's the dominant one? I believe it would be the crystals. And the reason is because the crystals are part of the planets, and the planet's vibration is far more solid than an individual's vibration. Now, what's interesting, and start to kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit, is that all the minerals found on our planet to form said rocks, said planets, are found all throughout our solar system, which means that that whole everything is connected. Now, what if the rocks have an intelligence? Because they are crystalline beings. Because the planet is an intelligent being. And if the planet is an intelligent being and it's got stuff that's connected to other planets in the solar system that's got the same stuff, maybe there's actually an energy informational highway that's going on between planets. Now, I realize it's a little bit down the rabbit hole, but I'm going to share with you a meditation I had not too long ago that kind of makes me open to that whole concept. As I'm meditating, this very low, beautiful, steady vibration consciousness comes into my awareness, and I kept seeing this outer space ball. Like, I thought, planets? Are you a planet? What it turned out, what I was given, was that it was a huge crystalline structure that was located off-world. And it was reaching out to me to confirm my hunch that crystals are connected to everywhere. So this little crystal here is still connected to the planets because it was cut from a rock that is still in the planets. So it has intelligence. They're, you know, you could look at them as a piece of earth you're wearing, or an earth baby, or a crystalline entity, person. But this consciousness essentially was coming forth just to tell me, just to confirm that it does have intelligence, and everything around us does. And crystals and precious stones have been utilized in the past for humanity's higher purpose. And if we were open to it, those who are interested can always reach out to the crystals and the stones that they feel called to and learn to work with them too for their own higher path and purpose, and as a way of serving the greater good. And it was essentially just inviting anyone who is interested into learning more about their own intelligence, because they are wanting to assist us. Now, my hunch is that that being was actually reaching out to me because it was trying to get to the subscriber who asked the question in the first place. So if you are watching this, there's your answer. You had a crystalline being come talk to me, so you realize that there is something to it. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Hope it's been informative, if not at very least entertaining. And if you like the video, please feel free to share it. And in the meantime, if you feel so compelled, check out my books on Amazon.com. And in the meantime, guys, good luck on your journey. Namaste.